All right, welcome to CheckPoint. Thank you very much for making the time to be with us. I'm Yvonne Okwara Matole. Our sign language interpreter tonight is William Silla. And of course, our big stories are all about the party primaries. And that's why on Twitter, we're asking you tonight, do you trust political parties to conduct free and fair nominations? Do you trust political parties to conduct free and fair nominations? The hashtag is CheckPoint on Twitter at KTN News, at Yvonne Okwara. You can also get me on SMS. The number is 22155, and that is absolutely free. So let's start off with our top story today. Missing Kabete parliamentary aspirant Charles Chege was early today found alive in Narok County. Chege, also known as Chege Fresh, was reportedly found near a petrol station in Narok town at around 6:30 a.m. by a taxi driver. His disappearance sparked protests in Kabete yesterday after his car was found riddled with bullets. Mark Namaswa starts our bulletin with that story.
Let's talk. Let's meet in Nairobi.
Narok town Sunday afternoon, journalists jostling for an interview with lost and found Kabete Jubilee parliamentary aspirant Charles Chege Gitau, alias Chege Fresh.
We thank God that I'm safe. That's what I can say for now. The rest we will talk in Nairobi.
Can you remember? Gitau went missing on Friday night, a few hours to the launch of his campaign manifesto. Later on, his vehicle discovered near the Rungiri Dam, Kiambu, with 2 bullet holes. And today, a taxi driver in Narok found the drowsy, disoriented politician.
He walked up to Ash petrol station where he found a taxi driver by the name Samson Odiambo.
Mimi nilifanya uamuzi badala ya kununua chai na mtu alipewa dawa nimpeleke hospitali kwanza. Juu nikimpatia chai akifa itasemekana ni mimi.
Chege was allegedly given some bread and soda thought to have been laced with drugs that made him lose consciousness.
I asked him, when you were being taken, did they ask you anything concerning politics? He has told me that the only thing they asked him, unaonaje siasa? Akamwambia mina ona mzuri. Kwa sababu yesterday he was supposed to launch his campaign.
The politician was later ferried to the Narok County Referral Hospital and later Nairobi for further medical checks, even as the concerned authorities moved in to put the pieces together and find out exactly what happened.
They are now preparing to escort him up to Aga Khan Hospital for further treatment. And then the Kabete officers will take over the case.
On Saturday, Chege's supporters demonstrated along the Gitaru Wangige Road, demanding to know his whereabouts, forcing the police to step in. Chege is expected to square it out with other contestants for the Jubilee ticket come Friday. Mark Namaswa, KTN News.
And of course, it is 113 days to the general election on the 8th of August, and we are well and truly in the middle of the party primaries, which is one of the preliminary steps to the general election. So let's give you some of the latest results from the Orange Democratic Movement primaries that have been taking place over the last few days. Now, 3 Orange Democratic Movement MPs from Kakamega have been edged out in the party primaries in yesterday's exercise. The legislators Raphael Otalo, Andrew Toboso and Anami Lisamulda were floored by newcomers. Toboso, who is the MP for Butere, lost the ODM ticket to Marama West MCA Habil Nanjendo, while Lurambi legislator Raphael Otalo was defeated by Professor Stanley Khainga in Shinyalu constituency. Anami Lisamula was defeated by former MP Justus Kizito, who ditched for ODM to vie for the same seat. Kakamega County Women's Rep Rachel Ameso, who contested for Huisero parliamentary seat, lost to the incumbent Benjamin Andola. In Mumias West, MP Johnson Naika won the ticket by garnering 10,409 against his rival Nafula Oda, who got 2,027 votes. In Mumias East, Justin Mutobera won the primaries with 6,356 against Catherine Murunga's 2,333. In Navaholo, Vance Udoto got 7,506 to defeat Professor Moni Wekesa, who got 5,272. Nabi Nabwera of Lugari said Hasavuli of Malava and Vincent Mkono of Ikolomani sailed through for the main contest unopposed. And of course, we have more results for you now from the weekend. We want to now take you to Narok County for some more results. Ledama Olekina getting 45,479 votes against his main challenger, Tom Maita, who garnered 10,031 votes in the race for the Senate position. In the race for the women's rep, Rebecca Tonke, the widow of the bodyguard of former Internal Security Minister Professor George Saitoti, got a major win by getting 45,479 votes against Eunice Marima, who garnered 5,674. Another contestant, Pauline Kinyar-Kuo, got 4,592 votes. In Kilgore's constituency, Peter Oibo emerged the winner after getting 24,781 votes against Joseph Siparo, who managed 13,529. Elijah Sikona was third with just 274 votes. Now, current Narok North MP Moitalel Olekenta sailed through unopposed, same as Joseph Tiampati, who was unopposed in the gubernatorial race. Jubilee aspirants have until Wednesday, 7 p.m. to campaign for the party tickets ahead of the primaries slated for this Friday countrywide. The announcement by the Jubilee Secretariat comes amidst fears that the chaotic scenes witnessed in the ongoing ODM primaries could be replicated in the Jubilee nominations. And as Murimi Mwangi now reports, the heat of the party primaries continues, even as the four NASA co-principals begin a three-day retreat to pick a presidential candidate.
Chaotic scenes from the fiercely contested ODM primaries. A messy affair that has set an unpleasant precedent as other political parties also prepare to begin their own this week. And now, Jubilee Party Secretariat has sounded a warning on aspirants planning to cause chaos during the Jubilee primaries that commence on Friday.
You will be disqualified, and very reluctantly we'll do that, but don't test our resolve, because we will do it, and then you'll find it very difficult, because the appeal process can take very long and you could be time barred.
The statement came amidst fears raised by a section of Nyeri Jubilee aspirants that heavyweights in the party were planning to rig the county's Friday primaries.
I want to appeal to security forces in Nyeri, and I have talked to them that there is planned violence on that elections day, and we are aware of duplicate ballot boxes.
Our ballot papers have got security features, more than 5 security features, which we don't tell people where they are. Everybody will only know about those security features in the morning of 21st, on Friday.
Within ODM, grueling contests are expected, even as it emerged that the NASA technical team had strongly vouched for a Raila Kalonzo presidential ticket, with Musalia as Chief Minister and Wetangula as National Assembly Speaker. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News in Nairobi.
Funyula MP Dr. Paul Otuoma has given ODM National Elections Board 48 hours to issue him with a gubernatorial nomination certificate, or else he will lead his supporters in storming the county offices. Otuoma, who held a series of rallies in the area today, said he was the bona fide winner in the race and should therefore not be denied the ticket. The party's National Elections Board nullified the nomination exercise over alleged irregularities.
I'm going to protect the dignity of the people of Busia. The will of the people of Busia is going to be respected at all costs. And that is a clear message I'm sending. Let not any petty people who are used to undermining democracy in this country think that Busia is going to be an experiment. Busia itakuwa experiment yao ya mwisho. Hawachajibutu tena kufanya hii vitu ya upuzi ambayo wamejaribu kufanya. We won the elections in daylight. What we need is our certificate. What? Ikifika on Tuesday, kama hawajatupatia certificate, mnataka tukate kauli? Mnakata tukate kauli? Sisi tumesema in the next 48 hours, watu wa Busia wapewe haki yao.
Hundreds of Bokiakumu ward residents from Bonchari constituency in Kisii County demonstrated today over the non-inclusion of an ODM aspirant's name in the nomination list. The protest seems to have been an early warning message to the ODM party on what they should expect in the primaries. In Nyamira County, Governor John Nyagarama says he has information that some people are out to kill party democracy. Fred Muturi reports.
The irate Bogiakumu ward residents vow to halt the ODM party nomination exercise slated for this Thursday if the name of one Fred Anunda is not included.
Wakati nilisikia hiyo ripoti nilienda mpaka Nairobi headquarter. Kuconfirm ya kwamba ni ukweli hakuna jina langu kwa nomination list. Na ukweli niliambiwa wakati niliingia huko hakuna jina langu kwa nomination list. Nilijaribu kufuatilia zikusaidiwa. Sababu tunachukua hatua hii kwa Fred alipogundua kwamba majina yake hayuko kwa list, alienda kwa ODM ya county akakatariwa, akaenda Nairobi headquarter akakatariwa, akaambiwa mipango ilipangwa kutoka hapa county yetu Kisii. Kwa hivyo siasa na mambo mingi ya porojo ilianzia hapa county yetu ya Kisii.
The angry supporters said that they will not allow a few individuals to block their preferred candidate.
Tukienda mchujo kama Fred hayuko, no nomination.
We want to know how wanafanya vitu zao. Hawakututumia barua, hawakuandika kitu yoyote. We have invested a lot to ODM.
Nunda, who addressed journalists after the demonstration, is adamant that the list has been doctored.
Na nikalipa pesa. Lisiti ndio hii. Certificate yenye nilipewa ndio hii. Nataka kutuma hii ujumbe wangu kwa ofisi yetu ya ODM headquarter Nairobi. Nikiwaambia hivi, kama hakuna jina langu kwa nomination list, hakuna nomination itafanyika Bogiakumu.
And in Nyamira County, Governor John Nyagarama has threatened to boycott Tuesday party primaries if the party will allow non-registered members to choose the flag bearer.
No amount of cajole, no amount of decoy or political cleverness will succeed in Nyamira County choosing our party primaries.
However, Nyamira County Returning Officer Thaddeus Nyachuaya has refuted claims that the IBC register will be used in place of the ODM membership roll. Fred Muturi, KTN News.
All right, let's move away from politics matters now to matters religion. Easter Sunday service at AIPCA Munyange Church in Othaya, Nyeri County was prematurely suspended after worshippers turned violent over an ongoing leadership dispute. The wrangles, which have been ongoing since 2016, are based on the constitution of a church committee that controls business in the church, as well as the appointment of the church archdeacon.
It was a surprising turn of events at AIPCA Church Munyangi after what was to be a colorful celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ turned into a chaotic shouting match. This after a section of worshippers were locked out of the church building following leadership wrangles within the church. One of the factions arrived in the church as early as 6 a.m. and locked themselves in in revenge of being locked out by the other during the Good Friday service. The other faction, however, opted to hold their own praise and worship service right outside the church premise.
Bwana Moi hataingia hapa na kuleja mpaka tupatie pesa yetu ya kanisa kutoka mwezi ya 9. Mpaka tupatie pesa ya mwezi ya 9 pale amepeleka. Na tumefanya harambee na yote ameenda nayo. Pesa ya harambee yote ameenda nayo. Na juzi alifunga kanisa tani yake yeye mwenyewe.
The sitting committee headed by Stephen Kurenja is facing opposition over alleged misappropriation of church funds and irregular appointment of Elijah Mwai as the parish archdeacon.
Sasa sisi tulipokuja tukashikana watu kidogo, tukaamua sisi hatutaki uwe archdeacon, hatutamtabua kama archdeacon, tutamtabua akiwa shashirida kama vile alikuwa hapo awali.
According to the congregants, the appointment of Elijah Mwai as the parish archdeacon was against the constitution of the church. The wrangles found its way to the corridors of justice, where a court order was issued to stop the two from continuing to hold office.
Hawakutii amri za kanisa letu. Sasa wanakuja kila siku wanatufuruga kutoka mwezi wa 9 last year mpaka wa leo. Sasa wanaona kama Bwana Kureja anashika kanisa kama ni yake, ni kama mali yake.
In the order issued by Nyeri resident judge Justice Jairus Ngaa, the church was directed to resolve the wrangles in the next 2 months.
All right, so welcome to our fact check segment, and every week we ask you anything you would like us to take a fact check for you, and use the hashtag fact check. And I'm here with Alphonse Shundu, as always, every Sunday. He's the Kenya editor for Africa Check. It's good to see you, Alphonse.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Good. So I think all week we've been asked this question on Twitter about just how many kilometers of road have been constructed by the Jubilee administration. And so tonight, that is the basis of our fact check. So, Alphonse, let's get it started with taking a look at the claim tonight. It is not fact yet. We're going to be able to take a look at whether it is fact. So please ignore that first bumper. All right. So let's take a look at this claim that we are checking out tonight. This is by the Cabinet Secretary, yes?
Yes.
And this was in his
Routich.
budget speech. So, Alphonse, could you take us through this particular one?
Okay, this claim was made by Routich on his budget speech, where he says the government has constructed 1,950 kilometers of road, and another 7,000 kilometers are under different phases of construction.
Okay, so let's listen to that particular speech, just that soundbite of where he said exactly this, just so we're sure.
Since 2013, the government has constructed 1,950 kilometers of new roads, and another 7,000 kilometers are under different phases of construction.
All right. So this is what he said, but it's also interesting because apparently, at least on this one, both he and the president agree, right?
Yes, he spoke 15 days after the president spoke, and they agree on the figure of 1,950 of roads constructed.
Okay, so now as we continue to break this down, it becomes apparent that the figures are quite conflicting, from a number of people within the same government. All right, so let's, at least on this one, the president and the Cabinet Secretary Routich agree. But let's take a look at another one from somebody who is actually directly in this ministry. So I'll just introduce this one. The Cabinet Secretary for Transport, Macharia, said this in a live interview with us here on News Desk. This was on the 10th of April, a couple of days after the budget speech, right?
Yes, just last week.
Just last week.
When they were launching the portal.
Actually, yes, just last week. So let's listen to that.
And I'm pleased to say that within 4 years, we have completed roads worth more than 2,500 kilometers. We also now got other roads which are under construction, not completed, but under construction, totaling about 7,000 kilometers.
Right. Okay. So the 7,000 kilometers in agreement.
Yes, now
but the
much.
2,500.
There is a conflict there.
Yeah.
Yes. So you're looking at it. This is the budget, and The budget was read on March the 30th.
The 30th, yes.
Yes, he's speaking on April 10th.
Uh-huh. So these are the 2 dates.
Yes.
Right?
So is it possible he got new data between those 2 dates?
Yeah.
That in 10 days there is somehow 550 kilometers of new roads?
Okay, so that's an interesting one.
We don't know.
So
but
it's
let's
either
find
one
out.
of two options, Alphonse, yes?
Yes.
That the data became available in 10 days?
Yes.
Or that 550 kilometers were constructed in 10 days?
Yes.
Okay. So, but you went on and looked for more information to try and corroborate this, yes?
Yes, we went and continued today because with the checking facts you have to go, you have to look at as wide as sources of information and data publicly available from credible government institutions.
Okay, so one of those credible ones that you took a look at was the website, yes? The portal that was launched.
Yes, we looked at the PDU portal, which is delivery.go.ke.
Yeah.
And in it, it says 1,420 kilometers of new and reconstructed highways.
Okay.
Yes, what we were looking for was just for new roads.
I see.
Yes, but when they say reconstructed,
okay, we can put that in together.
We looked at that, and then we have 192 kilometers of new and constructed
roads. This is in urban areas.
Yes, roads in urban areas.
Okay, but it also went on to say a little bit more, and so this is interesting because this is a credible source because this is coming directly from the government, and the purpose of this is to enable persons to track development projects. So it also went on to say that 4,760 kilometers of new and reconstructed roads in rural areas and 4,063 under construction in total.
Yes.
So this is from PDU. But you didn't stop there. You went ahead and took a look at the other 3 agencies that are mandated to construct roads in the country.
Yes.
So tell us about this one then.
So we went to the KENHA website. And in the KENHA website, they have a section where they have completed roads. And they have the date of completion.
Okay.
So we looked at the roads that were completed after 2013.
Right.
Yes, to now.
Okay.
And we added up the new roads that were constructed and completed. Our total came to 301 kilometers.
Okay. All right.
From 2013 to date.
Okay. And these guys deal with highways.
Okay, KENHA
areas,
deals with the major highways and major roads connecting major towns.
Major towns.
Yes.
Then this is the one that deals with roads in the rural areas.
Urban
areas, yes.
Yes.
So they said 135 kilometers built from 2013.
Yes.
They also put another 154.6 kilometers ongoing, yes?
Yes.
All right, let's check then the other one because there's 3 agencies, KENHA, Kura, as well as the Kenya Rural Roads Authority.
Now,
here you were not able to get
Yes, we were not able to get
Why?
with Kera because if you remember, there has been a tussle between the county government and the Ministry of Roads because under Schedule 4 of the Constitution, roads is a devolved function. So the counties have been insisting that the roads within the counties are not the job for Kera.
Right.
It's the job for counties, and they wanted that money.
I see.
Yes, so it is...
So no information from here?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we couldn't get this data, we went to...
You went to
the
counties.
Yes.
And this was in the speech that was delivered by Governor Munya, who's the chair of the Council of Governors.
Yes.
And he said in his speech there...
They have tarmacked 379 kilometers of roads since 2013 to
date.
2017, yes.
So with all of these different figures that you got from all of these agencies... Before we get
there,
okay.
Let me just point out there are 2 things that really disturbed us.
All right.
We went to the Treasury. The ministries submit as a sector a piece of report called the Infrastructure Sector Report.
Okay.
A report to the infrastructure. They always report on how they use their money. Every sector, every ministry is under a different sector, and they report to the Treasury.
All right.
Then the Treasury,
on how they've used the money.
How they have used the money. So the report of the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure that was sent to the Treasury on September 2016 saying, that is last year,
Yeah.
saying the data from 2013, from the financial year 2013 to 14 to 2015-16,
Yeah.
they have constructed 1,194 kilometers of roads.
Okay.
So that data, the Treasury took that data and put in the budget policy statement that was brought to Parliament. The budget policy statement is the document that the Treasury uses to ask for, to alert Parliament that this is the much we are going to need. And this is how we are spreading it out over the next 3 years. So that said, they had done 1,194 kilometers of new roads. Now, the budget policy statement came to Parliament in November. Now, we are looking at from November to March the 15th, when the President first spoke about roads, saying 1,950.
Yeah.
But before that, on May 1st, when the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics released their economic survey, the numbers in the economic survey show which they are quoting from the Ministry of Transport, the same ministry that gave the Treasury the figures of 1,194. They, sorry about that. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics say it is 2,600 kilometers that had been constructed by May 1. So you see all these figures, it's really hard to pin down. What we know, if you go to Kera, Kura, and Kenha,
yes.
When you look at what they have, you can actually go to the roads and see that this is the road they were talking about. It has been done.
Right.
This is it. And if you total that up, the number of kilometers of roads, it's coming up to 435 kilometers that Kura and Kenha has done.
Together.
If you add the 379 that the governor has done, you're getting roughly about 800 kilometers. So that is what we know, 800 kilometers.
All right.
Yes, not
the 1,950. So with all of this data that is different from the National Bureau of Statistics, from the Treasury, from the Ministry of Transport, from the government portal PDU, what then was your verdict on that original claim? And if perhaps you can go back to it, which is that 1,950 kilometers of road have been constructed and another 7,000 in different phases of construction.
Yes.
So what was your verdict then on this claim?
Our verdict was that this is unproven. It is unproven, and therefore it is, there is no data to support this. So it's just a theory. It's a claim that has been made. There is no alternate data from the same government, because these are all government institutions giving this different data on the same day. If you notice, on the same date that the delivery.go.ke was saying it is 1,400, and CS Macharia was there, that is the same time he goes.
And he spoke with us live,
yes,
2,500.
2,500.
Okay.
And, yeah, it's sort of, this is the kind of thing that we need more information.
Right.
We have asked for more information from the Ministry of Transport, and we hope that they are going to give this information, because at Africa Check, we are really interested in putting things out there, enriching debate, enriching honest debate. And that is the, in this political season, we don't want things to just fly around.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So this is unproven, but we're still waiting for data that we have requested for, yes?
Yes.
Should it come, we will revisit this and see whether we can actually prove it to be fact or otherwise.
Yes.
I don't want to say fiction, myth, and whatnot,
It's just
because all of
fact or
those are,
fiction.
it says fact or otherwise. Okay, so this one remains unproven for now, but if we get more information, you will be the first to know. Also, please remember, you can tweet both Shundu and myself. His handle is at Shundu, at Africa Check. Mine is at Yvonne Okwara. The hashtag is FactCheck. Anything else you want us to check out? This one we've been asked, Alphonse, for about 2 or 3 weeks now. Because this has been a statement that's been running for quite a bit. Unproven today, but which one do you want us to check out next week? Please do let us know. And give us some good time, because it takes quite a bit of time, doesn't it, Shundu, to just go through all of these ministries and all of these agencies.
Yes.
Thank you.
I appreciate the time.
All right. Alphonse Shundu, he's the Kenya editor for Africa Check, joining me every week to take a look at various facts and statements that are made out there. Which one would you like us to do? Well, please do continue to send in your tweets. The hashtag, once again, is FactCheck. So you're watching CheckPoint right here. And of course, that big conversation is about the party primaries that are ongoing. Remember, ODM started theirs last week. Jubilee is set to have its, what people are calling